You go through this experience and you learn a lot of lessons. Sometimes you don't realize you're learning a lesson when you're going through it. But looking back, aside from how bad sugar is for the body, I think one of the lessons that I learned that was important, and it goes throughout my life now, is that everyone is a little different. And I'll explain that. When I was going through cancer and I had certain expectations for certain friends, well, they, if they really love me, will take me to chemo, or they will do this, or why aren't they doing that? And sometimes even with my husband, oh, I can't believe he responded that way. But when you look at the personality and the way they are in the rest of their life, you realize that's not their style. They wouldn't do that. That's not what they bring to the table. So, a huge lesson for me was not to judge and not to have expectations of people because I would do this or I would respond that way. Everyone's a little different. And by freeing myself from those expectations, I then was able to freely accept whatever that person brought to the table. Some friend might want to cook for me, or someone might want to sit through chemo. Others said, no, I can't do that. That's just not me. But then they did other things. And I wound up hearing from people that I hadn't seen in 2 or 3 years. And all of a sudden, they're sending me cards and sending me little gifts in the mail. And I was shocked, but that's who they were. And that's how they were wanting to reach out to me in my time of distress. So I think that was a huge lesson. And even now, I try to remember that when someone responds a certain way or they do something that I think, what? Then I realize, they're equal opportunity. That's the way they are with everyone, not just me in this situation. So that was a huge lesson. I think another big lesson is that I have to be my own best advocate. And it's important to have someone with you who can listen and who can do things along with you. But you have to really assess what's right for me. Something that I made the decision to do that a lot of women have also made this decision. And then others say, no, 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 I wouldn't do that. I, after 9 months, went off of tamoxifen, and that is the pill form of chemo that they want you to be on for 5 years. I decided I didn't want to do it because my quality of life was so bad, I couldn't even step up on a curb. I had such a hard time with my joints and aches because of the chemotherapy, and it affects every woman differently. So that was a decision I made, and I've never looked back on that. But I had radiation, I had chemotherapy, I had a double mastectomy. I did a lot very proactively. I gave it a shot, 9 months. I figured that's a good chance for it to tell me how I'm going to react. So I said no.
Do you know that not every breast cancer patient needs chemotherapy? Now there's a way to decide if chemotherapy will benefit you based on the unique biology of your tumor. To learn more about the Oncotype DX test and how to discuss it with your doctor, click this button.